My guests at this time can be seen every week on ROH TV, and they're going to battle the righteous Vincent and Bateman at Final Battle on Saturday, December 19th. Collectively, they are now known as the OGK. It is Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Welcome back to the Daily, both of you.
Hi.
Good to be back.
Matt,
I feel like it's been too long.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. No, yeah.
And the best part is that now we're doing it on 3 different Zooms, so we're all going to do that. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Hey, hold on. My turn. Go ahead.
No, Mike, seriously, do you have something you want to say?
No, I want everyone to know that Taven is drinking seltzer water, and it's amazing.
Okay.
See? That's all.
Yeah.
And I got this Macho Man inspired sippy cup.
Oh no, I'm drinking out of a Fighting with My Family. I'm drinking water. This is my I got this at the movie theater the day it came out. Fighting with My Family, all wrestling stuff.
Perfect. That's great.
All the time. Okay. Anyway, this is huge, guys. Thank you very much for doing this interview, the both of you. Big time for you guys. How long have you two known that you were going to be reuniting in ROH? Was this always your plan, Mike, or did this come about later?
Well, I feel like it's been my plan for the last 5 years. I like to say that I was planning my return from the minute I left. It was one of those things where I left, and the first year or so was fine, but after the first year or so, it felt like things weren't. It felt like I left and I shouldn't have. And I feel like ever since then, me and Matt had always kind of been talking back and forth about like what that would be like, and the way we envisioned it and what we wanted. And then the way life goes and the way work goes, it never kind of worked out. But then lo and behold, I get fired, and here we go. But it's honestly, I feel like ever since I left, it was one of those things where I was like, I probably shouldn't have left. So it's in my head, it's been 5 years that I've been planning this return. I can talk. Don't worry.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Now it's interesting with you guys because the last couple of years have been really interesting. Matt, you went on to become a world champion. Mike, obviously you had your creative frustration. So I'll start with you, Matt. I'll start with you. What was it like for you watching the way Mike was booked the past couple of years? How did that affect you?
What a question. You just like, Mike, things didn't go so well with you. But anyway, so Matt, I'm
going to flip this around. I'm going to flip this around here in just a second. I'm just asking you your perspective, reflecting here the past couple of years.
I mean, way to put that on me. Thanks, bud.
You're welcome.
But I mean, obviously, you kind of keep up with all your friends and your closest ones, the guys that you're texting at all times, you're seeing what's going on with them. Mike's frustrations were something that we were obviously kind of talking about on the side.
Yeah.
But weirdly, through that time, I really feel like for the past year, kind of piggybacking off the last question, we had these like plans for this to happen. You know what I mean? Whether it was here or there or wherever it was going to take place, we had been like really seriously talking about this for what seemed like the last year. After MSG and like our contracts kind of came up within the past, year and a half, 2 years, that we were like really kind of plotting this out.
Yeah.
And, life works in mysterious ways. I had to go and get surgery. All of a sudden there was a pandemic, now Mike's a free agent, and it's like, okay, well, we've had these plans basically ready to go. Now let's make them come to fruition. So out of the frustration that both of us were feeling for Mike, and he obviously and also the plans that we had on the side, it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, well, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Maybe like the fact that things had worked out as well as we wanted them to, are going to lead to this situation, which is about to happen at Final Battle.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean, yeah, I just want to flip it around too. Mike, what's it been like for you the past couple of years watching your buddy Matt here get to go on and reach the top of the mountain over at ROH?
Oh, it's the best. And like Matt is my best friend, so he's too nice to say it, but the creative in my run at WWE sucked. Like, it was the worst, and we all know it was. It was there was nothing there. It was terrible. And so, but on the flip side, there's very few people, I think, in wrestling that you feel just as strongly about their success as you do your own. And Matt's one of them. When he won the world title, unfortunately I was at the Hall of Fame ceremony, so I couldn't have watched it. But I watched it back, and I was just so happy. It's just to travel the road with somebody, to be around this person sometimes more than you're around your own family, to just to see someone else's success that you truly care about as a human being. It's the best. And to me, it gave myself hope in my lousy situation, where I was like, you know what, there's someone that's doing all the things that you want to do, and he's your best friend. And you know what, there's still hope here. There's still hope. So keep the hope alive. But it's the best. And I'm just so incredibly thrilled for him.
That's awesome, man. And so, yeah, you are back here. You came out, you saved the day. I don't want to put you guys at odds, but Mike, Matt he took a tombstone, and then he got very close to having this dart thrown at him, and then you finally decided to come out. Why didn't you come out earlier, Mike?
I'm fashionably late. It's
okay.
It's how you have to do things. I couldn't get the electrician to turn the lights off quick enough, which is the first problem.
Okay.
Yeah, the stupid electrician.
The switch on the wall.
Yeah. And I gotta be the superhero. So I can't just let Vincent can't just be talking to him and then I make the save. I need to make the save when he's in peril.
Okay. Yeah, because I would imagine Matt.
I mean, and I will back this up. Mike is always late.
Yeah.
So
no,
it was right on brand,
Uh-huh.
for Mike in general. But also, Vincent, Vinny, whatever you want to call that, Melvin, he's not the brightest bulb in the world anyway. So he's looking around wondering what the hell's going on. So I wasn't too concerned. Once the light show started going off, I knew this moron would be distracted.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, it's never fun to be staring down a dart. I was just wondering, just thought I had. But yeah, Mike, you got to step in the ring for the first time since your release on national television, on national pro wrestling platform, squared off with Vincent. What was that like for you to get in there and show what you could do on a new stage?
It felt like home, if that makes any sense. It felt comfortable. It felt normal. I became a pro wrestler because I love pro wrestling. And there was a time in my career where having matches and getting in the ring, it was like you got excited about it. It was like Christmas morning. You couldn't wait for it. And brutally honest, for the last 3 years, I lost that feeling completely. I wasn't excited about work. I wasn't excited about matches because they were micromanaged. They were so picked apart. You weren't creatively fulfilled. It was just, I never got excited about wrestling. And I would say this match with Vinny was the first time I've genuinely been excited about getting into a ring. Sorry, Vincent. I hate calling him Vincent because he's a turd, but I'm going to call him Vinny. But no, I was genuinely excited. I couldn't wait for just every aspect of it because I knew I was going to get to be myself again in a company that I wanted to be in. I just felt like myself again. I felt like it was Christmas morning all over again.
Yeah, it was a real physical bout too. Are you feeling okay? I mean, especially with all the brawling and stuff around the outside.
You know what? I'm never feeling okay. So it's one of those things where you just kind of get used to it. My neck is stiff, and then the best part is though when you get the crap kicked out of you, and then you go home, and then you have to pick up a 2-year-old, and you have to pick up a 10-month-old who don't really care if you've been dropped on your head or your neck. So I actually think I get beat up more by them after matches than I do in the middle of a match.
Kind of a tangent thought, Matt. I mean, you've heard Mike talk about the joys of fatherhood. Is that in your future, Matt? Do you see little Tevens running around the kingdom anytime soon?
I can barely, keep myself in line. I like when Mike talks about going home, it sounds like a nightmare to me. I love the family. Trust me, I love Maria. But the fact that he has to you wake up some mornings feeling like the crypt keeper after wrestling, and the thought of a child jumping on me while I'm feeling like that is just something I don't know if I ever want to experience. I have a 90-pound golden retriever, so he's my fur baby. So that's about the extent of fatherhood that Matt Taven's willing to go.
Okay.
Maybe ever, probably ever. I would say most likely.
You haven't lived though until you're woken up in the morning by your two-year-old who comes in with her diaper off that's full of poop, going, "Daddy, I poo-pooed." You haven't quite lived until you've experienced that.
See, I have to pick up my dog's poop with a bag, So like that's it's not too far off. I'll take that instead of someone telling me that they have poop in their hand.
I dog sat the other day, and I went to pick up the dog's poop, and like one finger must have just been outside the bag, and when I put it down, I like grabbed it, and I looked down, I saw all this like bright yellow dog poop.
Oh.
And I had
yellow. What is the dog eating?
I don't know. I was dog sick. Not my dog. Not my dog. And so like I had to walk down the cold Chicago alley, like, don't touch yourself, don't touch anything. Just like keep your hand so you can get to a sink. It was gross. Anyway.
Well, you're from a cold environment. So like up in Boston, you pick up your dog's poop. And I didn't know this interview was mostly going to be about poop, but let's do it.
Whatever.
You pick up your dog's poop, and the warm makes it feel like, oh no, is there a hole in this bag? Did I just grab onto just a chunk of poop?
Right.
So these are the things that I will enjoy of my fur baby fatherhood, that I just don't want to move on to human form.
Cool. This was a fantastic bit of discussion. What pun?
It was.
Yeah. All right.
This will be the clip.
Yeah, this will be all the stuff online.
Yeah, this will be
Mike and Matt talk about poo.
It's no trending with Taven, but it is maybe a spinoff. Anyway, back to
Turning with Taven.
Okay, back to wrestling.
I'm a grown ass man, just so you guys know. I'm an adult.
See, I'm trying to move away from poop, and you bring your ass into it. It's like trying to take one step at a time. All right. Look, all right, so anyway, back to wrestling. So this match with Vincent and Bateman here at Final Battle is being billed as a grudge match. Obviously, it got very physical. Security came in, pulled you guys apart. Is this grudge match, is there going to be rules? Is this a traditional tag match? A no DQ match? What can we expect from this?
Well, I have been constantly reprimanded by the Ring of Honor office and officials lately about all the things going on. I've been threatened with, we got fined the first time I came back. I was like, what a debut. And now I have to pay a fine. And then I've also been threatened to be suspended if I continue to do, or if the things that have been happening continue to happen. So I'm assuming that this will be more under just regular Ring of Honor rules. But, when you're looking across the ring at a guy who not only cut you with an axe, but broke into your house, tried to put a dart through your chest. Yeah. I'm not really sure what people are expecting as far as the Ring of Honor office, like what they're expecting us to do. Like this has been a year and a make. Last year at Final Battle, the guy, hobbled my ankle like the movie Misery. I don't know how I'm supposed to just lock up with this guy and exchange holds. So I'm just going to go in there and try to put my thumb in his eye because that's all I really want to do.
Okay. So it sounds like your preference would be no rules in this match.
I would love it. It feels like that's something that Ring of Honor may not want to happen at the moment. I'm not sure why. I understand we're coming back to like pure rules and more of like a traditional format, but this has been something that's been brewing for over a year now. It's got to come to an end one way or the other. But I just kind of have to roll with what is dealt to me. And if I get to reunite with my best friend, hey, I'll take that instead of, having a axe on a pole match with Vinny or something. And now that idea is out there, people are gonna cheat. I already have a scar on my head. I don't know if I want to do that. I just really want to just punch this guy in the mouth.
Yeah. Let's less axes.
True. Like I got like this huge. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my
this
God.
Huge scar right here. I see it every day.
Oh, it's awful. All right. Well, Mike, you were asked about Matt on the Trinity with Taven about like, what we can expect now for Mike Bennett, right? Now, one of the things I wanted to know is what are your guys' plans post final battle? Is the intention for you guys, you think, to go after tag gold, or do you see yourselves as individual stars that are just working together, maybe one in the world title picture, one in the pure title picture, something like that?
I think me and Matt are always at a point in our career now where we'll always have in a singles career or an individual career aspect to us. Just because of all the things we've done. I mean, Matt's a former Ring of Honor world champion, so to just pigeonhole him to the tag division, I think is a disservice to him and a disservice to the company in general, to just be like, all right, this guy's completely tagged. Yeah. But as far as goals as a team, I mean, I think we're looking to just go out and once again prove people wrong, like we've done our entire career, and prove that we are one of the best tag teams. We've always been one of the best tag teams. And if while we're pursuing that, we go and pursue other things, and the kingdom will always be a team. We'll always be a kingdom. We'll always go full force into whatever we're doing at the moment. But I think the future's so unknown to just say like, oh, it's tag team gold or nothing. Obviously, if we're teaming, then it's 100% tag team gold, and we're going to prove that we're the best tag team out there. But Ring of Honor it's a big company. There's a lot of different championships, and I think it's just one of those things where if Matt needs to go do something, I'll always have his back. If I need to go do something, he'll always have my back. But for me personally, I mean, if we're just talking about me, I'm super excited to just be the kingdom and go full force into whatever the kingdom has to offer and has to do. So that's where my mindset is.
Okay, well, Matt, how about your mindset? Is that where what Matt just said? Or
no, it's the opposite.
About to say you were shooting on his fatherhood lifestyle. I didn't know if you had any different opinions here.
I didn't say it wasn't for him, just not for me.
Yeah, it's just not him. Yeah,
for you, not for. I'll be the uncle. I don't have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
But Mike hit the nail on the head, and it was also something that he said earlier, like. There's an excitement that I haven't felt in a long time. Like, and me and Mike were texting recently, just kind of like I was watching old matches that we've had together and just, you're kind of game planning or just kind of, going over what we used to do and what would we do now. And it's like, it's so exciting to think about teaming again, to like get these old, rekindle these old feelings that we used to go out there and just have so much fun. And watching things back, like Mike said, I feel like a kid on Christmas, like waiting to like be able to do it again. At the same time, I never had my Ring of Honor rematch for the world title. We actually never had our rematch from 5 years ago when we lost the tag team titles. So there's a lot of things that could be thrown our way. I think, Mike and myself have changed so much in the last 5 years that not only could we be a team, we could do our singles things. And at the end of the day, we'll meet each other on the other end of the curtain if we're not going out there together. And I'm just excited, honestly, to finally get this idea that we've had in our mind for 5 years for it to finally come back to fruition. That I'm looking forward to being a team and kind of just playing it day by day after that. We'll see what happens after Final Battle.
And Mike, I'll ask you, are there plans to welcome Maria back to y'all's side? Is she going to be coming to the ring with the Kingdom anytime soon?
Maria, I'll never say no. Because she's my wife. So if she ever wants to come back, she's always more than willing to. The Kingdom's just as much her as it was me and Matt and Cole. So I think it's the door's always open for her. I will say this about Maria, though. She's very, as most people know, she's very methodical. She's very methodical in her decisions. When Maria comes back, she'll come back when she wants to come back on her terms, doing what she wants to do, because that's how she's always done it. And I'm sure as hell not going to tell her any other way. So it's, I will never say never, Maria back to the Kingdom, but where Maria's mind is at now, I would definitely say when she returns to wrestling, it'll be her decision, her choice, doing what she wants to do. She's been doing this a long time, and she's done a lot in this industry. So she's deserved a rest, and she's deserved to come back when she wants to.
Cool. Well, it doesn't look like Adam Cole will be back, but what I mean,
Well,
yeah, I
he's
mean,
on the dark side. He
you
joined the dark side.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe is the door open for Adam Cole to come back? Would you welcome him back at this point or no?
Always.
Would we welcome our friend back? Yeah, no, like this is, it's one of those things that the Kingdom always worked because it was real friends. You know what I mean? It was like a real group of guys that hung out with one another. I think I texted Adam a joke yesterday, just out of the blue. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that's not just put together in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's as real as it gets. And I would always get asked the question, do you want to team with Bennett again? And I'd be like, is a 5-pound Robin fat? Like, of course I want to travel the world with my best friend. What kind of question's that? So,
Fat Robin.
there's only one person who's ever screwed up the Kingdom thing, and that's Balloon Boy there, Vinny.
Okay, gotcha. Just wondering. And so with Adam, I don't know, is there anybody else? I mean, are you looking? Would you like to bring somebody else to the Kingdom? Is there somebody that you guys think would be a good fit, or maybe a young talent that you guys could see yourself mentoring, or are you guys just content right now, just the two of you in the Kingdom?
I mean, I don't think we're ever actively, like, we're not actively looking. We're not doing a diva search. But what I think
Matt seems upset about that, by the way.
Yeah,
where's
he did pitch that idea to me.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think the next trending with Taven is?
Okay.
I can't wait. But I think it's one of those things, like Matt said, the Kingdom has always worked because it was always actual real life friends who traveled the world together and did things together. When the Kingdom first started, it was me and Cole and Matt Hardy and Maria, and we were all in this together. Matt was looking to help out me and Cole, who were younger guys. Me and Cole were trying to get our footing.
Okay.
When Hardy left, the idea was thrown out for Taven to come in because it was another person he might have not have been officially in the Kingdom, but unofficially at that time, he really was. And so it's like, all right, come on in. I think with us now is if there's a fit, we'll never say no. We'll just know that it's a fit, and then we'll work with it from there. We're not like, oh, we need a fourth member because we gotta juice up the ratings a little. No, it's will this work or will this won't work, and that's how we go. And most of the time, it just happens organically.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We'll bring it to an end there, guys.
And why is everyone
You're breaking up real bad, man. I was gonna let you respond, but you just freaked out like a cyborg. Anyway,
it did sound like a cyborg.
We'll take a step. I was awkwardly trying to wrap this up because I was like, maybe I can gloss over what just happened with Matt. Anyway, Matt, what happened? What do you want to say?
I just want to say, why is everyone such a rush for things to change? Like, we had just got back together. It just happened. And everyone's like, so when you guys going to change everything? And it's like, I haven't even done it yet. Okay, let me cook the meal before you change the recipe.
I haven't even
put
my
goodness, not you. I'm
yet.
Talking about other. Yeah. Okay. I'm naked. Why do you think like I haven't left the house yet?
I feel like because there's like a slight delay in what Matt's
I'm not
saying
naked.
right
You
now.
can see.
Well, again, see, like I think that there just kind of sounds like we don't really know what's going on. We don't know why Matt's naked running around his hotel room right now. You know.
Well, I mean, it's the ROH bubble. All
get
bets are off in the ROH bubble.
That's why they won't let me use the hashtag anymore. My stuff they didn't want to put out there.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna take it home. This coming Saturday night, the 19th, ROH final battle. You guys are gonna have your grudge match there with Bateman and Vincent. You guys want to take us home? Anything you want to plug, promote, put over here? Say to wrap us up. I'll start with you, Mike. Anything for you?
No, I honestly just follow me on Twitter or Instagram and watch Ring of Honor. The shows they've been putting on lately. And I'm not just saying that because I work here. I'm saying that because I work here and as a pure wrestling fan, the shows they've been putting on have been unbelievably good. If you just love pro wrestling and just true pro wrestling, Ring of Honor has been knocking it out of the park, especially during this weird time. And so it's true, just genuine pro wrestling with really good storytelling. So watch Ring of Honor if you guys get the opportunity. And anything you can, watch Ring of Honor and watch more of me.
And Matt, do you want to say anything here to wrap up the interview today?
I mean, that's not the close. No, obviously, if you know how to spell Taven, which if you don't by now, shame on you. Taven. You can find me at any social media platform or place where they sell T-shirts. But like Mike said, Ring of Honor has been putting out the best product in wrestling, hands down. I don't care. Fight me a bit. And if you've been missing out, join the Honor Club. Catch up. If you love Matt Taven, join the Honor Club. If you hate Matt Taven, join the Honor Club. Either way, you'll end up liking it in the end. But thank you to everyone who's sent us messages. Just happy that we're back together. We are happy that we're back together, and we're looking forward to Final Battle.